Hiya, it's Amanda here from Lolly Lulu Crafts, and today we are going to be showing you how to set up your iPad Cricut Design Space app. Now, it's not just about the actual iPad, there's some other bits and pieces that you need to do as well. So the first thing that we're going to do is do the installation of the app onto our iPad. So now we're going to go into our app store and we're just going to click across. I've got mine in a shopping folder, so there it is, the little blue button there. So you're just going to press on that. You literally just touch it, and well, I'm sure if you've got an iPad you know how to do that. Then it opens up with your featured page showing, and I'm going to go straight up into the search button and I'm going to type in Cricut Design Space. Now, what will happen, because I've already searched for it, when I type in Cricut, I think you'll see that the Cricut Design Space also comes up. Now, if that doesn't come up on yours because you haven't typed it in before, then just type in the whole thing. But with me, I'm able to just now click on or touch that Design Space line there, and it will come up with hopefully just that one app ready for us to download. So there it comes. So it is just the one option, and you can see there that it's got the get button, but you click on it and it comes up bigger, or you could just straight away do get. But if you wanted to have a little look, it would show you like there these screenshots, etc., information about it. So you may want to click on it before just going straight into the get. Now, because it says get, that means that it's free, because there's no money there saying, you know, it's $1.99 or whatever. So click on that. It then says, turns to green and it says install. So you want to click on that. You can see there it says the install. So click on that, and then you get the little circle whizzing round, and that's showing you that it's starting to do the download. You can just see that there. Now that acts sort of like your status bar that you get. So as it starts to download, it will do as the status bar does. It sort of just comes across, but instead of coming across, it goes round and round. So here you can see, I'm just showing you that you can see it started just to fill up there. You can just see the slightly darker line where it's starting to download. And as I say, that's the same as going across on your status bar. Okay, so we're just going to wait for that to download. But just to say that this app is slightly different to the previous version that was available. Now, that version was only available in the US and Canada, I believe, but this one I think is only available still in the US, Canada, but also UK. But you need to check your country yourself, because I can't be sure. This was just what Cricut told me. But in any event, it is different to the original app that was downloaded, because the original app was for Make It Now projects only, whereas this one is for designing as well. So it's, as far as I can tell, pretty much the same as what you would get on your computer. You can design exactly the same as your design space in your computer. I believe that there's a new version of the software on the computer, which is part of what we're going to be doing today. So what you'll have is hopefully something on your computer that works the same way as on your iPad. So there won't be sort of two different things to learn, which will be really good. Okay, so that's just finished, and you can see there it says open, but I personally don't like to click open on this part. I like to go into my actual iPad and check that the app is still there. So not still there, it has been put on there. So you need to just click the little button at the side, you know, the little dippy button. There we go. Look, you can, hopefully with the light you can see it. So just click on that, and that closes the App Store down. And then you'll go across to find if the actual app is on your iPad, which it is. If you want to move it for any reason, just hold it down. It all goes a bit jiggly, and then you can hold it, just move it as you want to wherever you want it to do. I'll probably create like a little craft folder, like my shopping folder. But for now, let's click on it and open it up. So now we've got a sign come up asking whether we want notifications sent to us. Now, I don't normally do that, but I think there may be that would include updates. So I'm going to click OK on this case. And then we've got new machine setup and app overview. So if you are a brand new machine, you need to click this, which says new machine, get started, and follow what it says on there. But I don't have a new machine. I'm already logged on. So I'm going to click across on that and quit the new machine setup. Now, it's taken me back to the actual main page, which is fine. But because I've already an existing customer, I've already got the app, the software installed on my computer and Explore connected. I'm going to actually click on sign in, and I'm going to sign my this app to my Cricut account, and then it will know that this app belongs to me, so it will connect that together. So you can see there it says my name when you press that little person in there, and also just below it it says machine setup and app overview. So we can go back to where we were and click on now app overview, because that's what we need to do for us people that have already got the machine. So just flicking through, there's lots of information there, it's worth having a little read. But we need to, if you've already got a machine, you've already connected it to your computer and it's already sort of working through that, what you want to do is go to this last page of the app overview, and it gives you the instructions on exactly what to do in order to pair your iPad with your Cricut Explore, the same way as you paired your computer with your Cricut Explore. Okay, so now we're going to come out of our Cricut Design Space app and we're going to go into our iPad settings. Now the reason is that the only way that the iPad will connect to the Explore is through the Bluetooth. So if you don't have a Bluetooth, you won't be able to use this app. So we're going to click on the Bluetooth button in our settings, and that will search for the Bluetooth on our Cricut Explore. So you need to make sure Explore's on, and then you'll see that the device has come up and each one will have its own individual number. Click on that, and once it comes up it's going to ask you to put in a PIN code, which we've been told in the instructions is quadruple 0, so 0000. Then click on pair, the same as we did with our computer, and then as you can see it says it's connected, and it's asking whether it can communicate with the Cricut Explore. This is the iPad saying can I communicate, so obviously you need to say allow. Again, that was in our instructions. So now we're back in our Cricut Design Space app, and we're going to come out of this instruction bit. So we're just going to click the little cross at the top. It'll bring us to the project page, and you'll see that all the little make it nows come up. And we're going to click on make a new project because I want to do a test cut. I want to be sure that it is connecting okay. So I'm going to click on the cartridges and just find a nice simple cut. So I'm just having a look down at the cartridges here, and I think we'll go for, let's think, birthday bash, if I can find it. There it is. So we click on that, and I just want a nice simple shape like a tag or something, or even just a circle, anything like that. Oh, there we go, nice tag shape there. And click on that. It says insert, so just insert and it puts it on your mat. Well, I want to separate the elements because I only want to do one cut. So I'm just going to click on the unlock button there, so that unlocks the 2 layers, and then I'm going to delete one of the layers. So just clicking on the cross. So we've just got 1 layer there, and then it's just a little bit too big, so I'm just going to make that just a bit smaller by, again, just using my hands just to make it smaller. I've slightly distorted the shape there, so let's just change that. And then we're going to get ready to send it to our Cricut. Now, I think this is when it's going to come up and tell us that we need some other updates. But this is always a good way for getting that information to you, because as soon as you try and cut, it says, no, you've got to do some updates. So I'm just anticipating that as soon as I click go now, that it's going to come up and say, there we go, a firmware update required. Now that is an update that we need to do on the computer of the actual Cricut Explore. Because of the changes that have gone on with the software, I guess it needs to update some stuff on the Explore. So it's saying we need to connect the Explore to our computer, nothing to do with the iPad now, with our USB lead. So I'm going to leave the iPad for the moment as it is, and I'm going to now go over to my computer, connect my USB, and I think there'll be a plugin update as well as a firmware update. So I'm going to do those updates, and I'm going to show you exactly how they go. Okay, so let's go over to the computer. Okay, I was having a bit of trouble finding this firmware thing, and what happened was when I went into the Cricut and I clicked done here, and then I went into create new project, it came up with this update Cricut plugin. So let's do that first of all. So it's just doing that down there. So it's just going around, you can see there, it's just, that's the little bar of how full it is, how much is done. You can see it a bit better there, look. Now this is on a Mac, so it might look different if you're using a Windows computer for this, but the principles will be the same. Okay, so it said click on it. I think I clicked on the wrong thing. So we just click on that, open. I've got to put my password. Set up Cricut Design Space. I accept. Okay, so I had to redo that because I had got those others open, so it was causing a problem. So we've gone back, we're ready to begin. It's installing it, and now it's saying launch Design Space, so that's all good. Okay, so I'm going to sign in. Okay, so that's the plugin update, and we now still have to update this machine. So I need to find this firmware because we've only done the plugin. Let's see if we try to cut something. Let's just grab one of my projects just so that I've got something. Okay, and now click go and go. Here we go. Okay, and it's come up and it said we need to update the firmware. So let's, and then it's saying please connect to USB. So that's what we're going to do first. Put the USB back, and hopefully now we can say update. And I don't know why, for some reason it just did not find it through the web address that it gave on the iPad. So I don't know why, but now we are downloading the firmware to the machine, and the machine switched itself off. It's now switched itself back on, but the little on-off button has gone red, and the mat load button has gone bright on as well. So it's just telling you, I guess, that leave it alone. It's a bit annoying because the machine's actually on the floor, because I don't keep the machine anywhere near my computer, so I've had to unplug it all and put it over by the computer and on the floor. Okay, the machine has switched itself off, now it's switching itself back on, you might hear. So that was I managed to get it to do it by just using a project and trying to cut it, basically. So I think that is now all updated, so I'm going to cancel the project because I actually didn't want to cut it or anything. And what I'm going to do is, it's clearly happy that it can cut via that, so I'm going to now just unplug the machine, put it back where it belongs, unplug the USB and all of that. Okay, so we're back with the iPad now, and just to quickly recap, what we've done is we've installed the app on our iPad, and we were trying to do a test cut, but it told us that we needed to do a firmware update. Now the firmware is what is in the machine, the Explore. So in trying to update the firmware, which I needed to do via my computer, not my iPad, I also discovered that we needed to do a plugin update. Now the plugin is basically the software or the program, whatever you want to call it, that is on your computer, so the Cricut Design Space on your computer. So that also has been updated. So we're now back with our iPad ready to go to do our test cut, to make sure that now we've done all these things, that everything's working and our iPad app will connect to the Explore and work just fine. Okay, so let's get on and do this test cut. Okay, so let's get rid of this and click by clicking OK. And now we want to click Go to send the cut to our machine. It's asking us to select an accessory. It's found the Cricut Explore. Click on that as being the one we want. So I guess it could be that at a later date there may be more options. It's now sending it to the machine. So clearly it's talking from the iPad to my machine because the little load light is flashing. I've loaded my mat, and now as you can see it's saying on here that it's cutting. I'll show you the finished cut so it's saying cuts complete. Just unload my mat and click OK, and then I'll bring the cut over for you to see. Just move this out the way, and here it is, and clearly it was talking just fine and working just fine, so my iPad is definitely working just fine with my Explore. So hope this has been helpful. I hope that it's sorted out any difficulties you might have had in loading your iPad app, because I think it wasn't just the app, because that in itself is fairly simple to do, but it's the other bits that went with it. Certainly we did have a big problem with the web address, for example, so I hope that by showing it and going through it step by step, it's helped you get around if you've had the same difficulties. Okay, so thanks so much for watching, and I will see you again next time. Bye!